Hello again everybody, welcome again to Fairview. This month we're continuing to take a look at the Aspen Grove Industrial Park, which is the shelf layout I've been building since Christmas as an extension to my main layout. And don't panic, it's not that I've given up on the main layout down in the garage, it's just that I've put all my efforts into getting this new extension up and running. And if I just go handheld here for a minute, the big news this month is that the entire shelf layout, the entire industrial park now has track laid. There's just one or two spurs where I've just got to think a little bit further, but the basic track plan has now been finalised. And even more important from my point of view, very unusual, I've managed to do it this quickly. Everything is wired up and working. I hate wiring. I don't suppose that many people enjoy it, but I find it really quite challenging. So I was glad to get all this done. Slowly but surely adding feeders everywhere and just testing things to make sure that the loco runs nice and smoothly all over the layout. One particular modification that I've made with all of my switches is that I've shortened the piece of track which is electrically dead. I know some people like to put in these frog juicer machines which switch the power from positive to negative depending on which way the blade of the turnout has been set. I didn't want to go to the expense here or downstairs in the main layout, nor really did I want to sort of delve into the complexities of it. So as you can hopefully see from this still, I just made a very small cut with my Dremel into the frog area. I think that's the bit that you call the frog. I apologise if that's the wrong terminology. The frog might be the bit just next to it actually. But I made a small cut in the frog area, which means that because I don't use then insulating track joiners, you'll see that I've used regular metal track joiners. That means that power comes much closer to the point where the two tracks converge, and that, so far at least, seems to have paid off with much better operation. So now that I've got the track plan finalised, I'm just fine-tuning things as far as the industries go. This one here, which featured in the video last month, Ferguson fabrication, that hasn't really changed. The foam board mock-up there, but in the background here, international paper is beginning to morph a little bit. I've changed where the turnout brings the spur into the industry. As you can see, I've mocked up a couple of, well, Walthers and Pike Stuff kits to begin to kind of put flesh on the bones. And if I just pan around slightly here, eventually I've just got eventually I've just got to finish off this area. This is loose at the moment, probably extend it slightly and eventually put some loading doorways there for the box cars of scrap paper that are going to be brought in. But the really big changes have come at this far end of the layout, where I've changed the track plan reasonably because I've switched around a little bit the industries that are going to be served by the railroad at this end. So first of all, now against the backdrop here is a new Great Western models, or Great West models I think the company was called, concrete tilt-up assembly, which is going to be Univar Chemicals, a plant making food additives. So that's going to involve tank cars coming in, bringing in various chemicals, sometimes box cars as well, either with bagged chemicals or I guess maybe sometimes packaging and things. And then just if I slide the camera around a wee bit further, this is the downside of the GoPro because it's wider angle lens than I'm used to. This is actually only about 2 or 3 feet away, a metre maybe, but at the moment, at least on this short extension here, what I've done is I've added a lumber yard. Originally I was going to have lumber come in here to the transload facility, but I've decided that I'm actually going to extend the baseboard out slightly here on a bit of an angle. This track is still loose, so that's going to come at an angle, possibly even split into 2 spurs here, and that's going to focus on boxcar traffic and also on plastics. So originally in the background here was Denton plastics, that's gone, Univar chemicals. Instead I'll have hopper cars just unloaded here, and lumber, which would also have been here, now goes into its own dedicated lumber yard. There'll be a fence with a gate and so on, and that will allow me to do traffic there. So that's a big change. Alright, so just before we finish with some shots of the layout in action, I thought I'd share with you some vehicles which I've picked up in the last couple of weeks. I think friends in the United States and Canada perhaps don't fully appreciate how difficult it can be for modelers over here in the UK, elsewhere in the world I guess, to get hold of American specific vehicles. So I did some quite serious searching on the internet the last couple of weeks, and through a combination of eBay, indeed even finding one seller in France, also online. Some of you in the UK will know about Hatton's in Liverpool, and also the one store that I know that specialises in US and Canadian outline stuff, mech models. By sort of hunting around with all those, I picked up this little range which I'm really pleased I've got. The German manufacturer Busch makes that Ford Explorer, a couple of the Atlas Ford trucks, and then I think these two are Wolfers, the taxi I really like, and then the trucks and stuff, plastics hopper, which of course now is going to stand excuse me, which is going to stand in the transload area to help with unloading the plastic hopper cars. So that's a really great little haul for me to pick up 5-6 different vehicles over the course of the last month, all very suitable for the era and so on. Is really exciting. Very pleased about that. And that's it. That's the switching for today finished. So thanks very much as always for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Thank you for all your comments that you're leaving. And if you're enjoying my series of videos, then please do give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, then it would be cool if you decided to subscribe to my channel. As the crew leaves, I'll wish you happy model making and hope to see you again really soon. Bye bye.